Namaste and welcome to VD Decode YouTube channel.
Choosing the wrong vehicle for your lifestyle can cost you an extra 1.5 lakh rupees over the first 5 years of ownership. Dealerships focus your attention on the showroom sticker price and the monthly loan EMI, but those figures only tell a partial story. While marketing often suggests that electric vehicles are the cheaper choice for everyone, there is a significant hidden cost that frequently goes unmentioned. The sticker price represents only about 60% of your total expenditure. The remaining 40% is comprised of fuel, insurance, and the gradual loss of capital through depreciation. Your choice between petrol, diesel, hybrid, or EV depends on a mathematical equation tied to your specific driving patterns. Petrol remains the standard, affordable default. It is reliable and simple to maintain, though it leaves your budget vulnerable to fluctuating fuel prices. Diesel serves as the high-torque highway option with excellent mileage, but it faces increasing regulatory pressure, including the 10-year ban in cities like Delhi. Strong hybrids offer a middle ground, using a petrol engine and a self-charging battery to deliver city mileage comparable to an EV without the need for a plug. Then there is the EV, which provides ultra-low daily running costs in exchange for a much higher initial purchase price. These 4 powertrains create distinct cost profiles that change the math of a 5-year ownership period. Purchasing an EV typically requires paying 30% more upfront than a petrol equivalent, largely due to the cost of the battery pack. However, the tax structure creates a different reality. Petrol cars attract a heavy 28% tax plus cess, whereas EVs are charged a flat 5% GST. Additionally, many Indian states waive road tax entirely for electric vehicles. This removes a significant expense from the EV's bill that petrol buyers will still pay. While EVs have a higher factory price, these government incentives narrow the on-road price gap considerably by the time you sign the loan. Daily running costs come down to 2 variables: petrol at roughly 100 rupees per liter versus home electricity at about 7 rupees per unit. A petrol car averaging 15 kilometers per liter costs you approximately 6.6 to 7 rupees for every kilometer driven. Charging an EV at home brings that figure down to just 1 rupee per kilometer. There is a caveat. If you rely on public fast chargers, your costs can double or triple, which reduces the EV's running cost advantage by half. For a commuter driving 50 kilometers daily, charging at home creates a saving of nearly 9,000 rupees every month compared to petrol. High daily mileage is the most effective way to recover the initial premium paid for an electric vehicle. Maintenance is simpler for EVs because they have no engine oil to change, no spark plugs to replace, and use regenerative braking to reduce wear on brake pads. Over 5 years, a petrol car typically costs between 50 and 80,000 rupees to service, while an EV requires only 15 to 35,000. The primary financial risk for an EV is the battery. If it requires replacement outside of the warranty period, the cost ranges from 4 to 12 lakh rupees. Because insurers take on the risk of that expensive battery, EV insurance premiums are significantly higher than those for petrol cars. Over a 5-year window, these higher insurance premiums often offset the savings gained from lower maintenance costs. Capital depreciation is the invisible cost of ownership. It is the difference between what you paid for the car and what you receive when you sell it. In the Indian market, petrol cars retain their value well, typically holding 60. Electric vehicles currently experience steeper depreciation, often retaining only 40% of their value due to buyer concerns about long-term battery health. Ultimately, this loss in resale value is a hidden expense that can completely negate the money saved on fuel. To see the final result, let's look at a compact SUV driven 15,000 kilometers annually and kept for 5 years. Factoring purchase price, fuel, maintenance, and insurance, the petrol SUV costs 11 lakh rupees. Diesel costs slightly less at 10.5 lakhs, its fuel efficiency offsetting service costs. The EV is most expensive at 12 lakhs. Its high initial cost and lower resale outweigh cheaper electricity. EVs do not always win on cost. They become the more economical choice only when your daily mileage is high enough to compensate for their depreciation. To make the right choice, you must match the vehicle to your specific driving habits. If you drive less than 10,000 kilometers a year and want a simple resale experience, petrol is the logical choice. The lower upfront investment and strong resale value protect your capital when you aren't driving enough to benefit from fuel savings. For those who take frequent long-distance highway trips, diesel or a strong hybrid will serve you better. These two options provide high efficiency on the open road with the convenience of a quick refueling network. If you commute 50 kilometers daily, have a home charging point, and plan to keep the car for 8 years, an EV becomes the winner. For this user, the 1 rupee per kilometer running cost helps offset the higher sticker price over the long term. If you found this breakdown useful, please subscribe. Most of our viewers haven't joined yet, and subscribing gives you access to clear, data-driven insights on cars, finance, and technology. Base your next car purchase on the reality of your daily routine rather than the promises made in the showroom.